Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Spill the Tea Lou. What a weekend of football we have had, and it is not over yet. Happy match day to all of my fellow Manchester United fans. But the moment has come. I can no longer avoid speaking about Arsenal being top of the league, because after this weekend, with City dropping points to Newcastle, with Chelsea being actually in second place and nobody considering them actual title contenders, Liverpool have just absolutely capitulated this season. I have got to now speak about Arsenal. Some of you may know or may not know, my brother is an Arsenal fan. So apart from the rivalry between Manchester United and Arsenal, there's also a sibling rivalry at stake here. So while Arsenal winning the league is marginally better than City or Liverpool, for me, as an older sister, it's absolutely not okay. But look, they're doing it, they're smashing it, they won emphatically yesterday, so I am going to have to speak about them. Now, 4-1 isn't even a flattering score. It could have been many more. And for a North London derby, I think Spurs should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. They put up no fight whatsoever. They turned up, they sat in, and they hoped to get a counter-attack and essentially win 1-0. And that just didn't happen. Even after the first goal goes in, nothing changes. They're just still sitting in. They're not going any more attacking. They go in at half-time, they come back out, and they're another goal straight away. Eze was absolutely phenomenal. He was an unbelievable player at Crystal Palace. I was devastated when Arsenal got him, and now we can see why. He is so talented and so good. And I have to say, we saw there at the end of the match where the interviewer asked him, you know, this could have been a Spurs shirt that you're wearing today. And instead of saying something insulting, something rude, you know, which he could have done in the heat of the moment, he said, let's not talk about that. Which shows a kind of a maturity and a professionalism there as well, which I thought is really, really nice to see. Obviously, there's a lot of players out there at the moment not showing that level of maturity. So I think we need to shout it out when we see it as well. Now, I would like to say, obviously, we had Eze was phenomenal. But as well as that, because I don't watch a huge amount of Arsenal, I watch them sometimes, but I mean, they're not my favourite, so I do try not to. But obviously when I'm doing this, I have to be watching the match or I can't talk about it in a fair way. I can't go off other people's quotes. It's not fair. So I have to say, from watching the match yesterday, I also thought Trossard was very, very good. And in all of the matches that I have seen Arsenal this season, Calafiori has been really good. Really understated, really consistent, and I don't, obviously at 4-1 you can't say one player made the difference, but when Calafiori was injured or he got his knock on international duty, I wonder if he had had to stay out for this match, would it have changed the dynamic slightly? And I just want to give him a shout out, because not that he's the same player or the same level or anything else, even the same position, but we had that with Michael Carrick at Manchester United, where he turned up, he was consistent, he was understated, he wasn't flashy, and he never really got talked about until sort of towards the tail end and after his career. So I think when we see a player like that who just turns up and gives you 6s and 7s every single week and is solid and consistent, I think we have to call it out. And I've seen that with Calafiori, and I think he's been really, really, really good. Now, obviously that left Arsenal 6 points clear at the top of the league, Chelsea in second and City in third, even after their loss to Newcastle, only 1 point behind Chelsea. So if we have to say that City are still in a title race, which I would, even though it's a bigger gap and it's harder to catch, I don't think the title race is over, then we have to say Chelsea is also in a title race. So we have to keep watching. Considering where they were 2 or 3 game weeks ago, for them to now get themselves into second, and they haven't been, you know, firing in all cylinders, we have to look at the fact that Chelsea might be a dark horse this season. Folks, if you've watched this far, please do smash a like on the video, share the video if you can, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, but really, really liking the video makes such a difference. Obviously, there's so many content creators out there at the moment. If you smash a like on the video, it really helps to spread the word of the channel, and I would really appreciate it so much. Now, I've given Arsenal their credit, so I'm moving on. We've done it, it's happened. On to the next one. Little shout out to Villa, who, like Chelsea, did not have a good start to the season and at some point have snuck their way into 4th place. Very good from them. It shows a level of maturity in their squad. Obviously, we know Emery is a fantastic manager, but it just goes to show you, if you put your head down, even after a bad start, it really can make all the difference, and they've got themselves into 4th. Obviously, Manchester United and Everton are still to play this evening. Even if Manchester United win, unless it's by more than 3 goals, because of the goal difference, we wouldn't go into 4th, we would only go into 5th. So, I mean, we might beat Everton 4-0, but it's probably not likely. Maybe 2-0, maybe 3-0. 4-0 would be quite a lot. So I would suggest that actually at the end of this game week, Villa are going to be in 4th place, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, please excuse me, I need to take a sip of this tea because it's going cold while I'm talking to you. Now, as I mentioned there when we briefly went past City, Newcastle managed to beat Manchester City 2-1. Now, as you guys know, if you've been on the channel before, we have our lovely Ash, who is a Newcastle fan. He has been on the channel a number of times. I've been asking him, Ash, what is going wrong at your club? What is happening? You have absolutely fallen off like the horse. What's going on? Ash has come to me, he's explained to me about the numerous injuries they've had. Obviously, they bought Johan Wissa. He's been out injured since the minute they got him. But really his focus has been they've had a bit of a makeshift there at the back. They've had Dan Burn playing out of position, and it's really affected their build-up play and how they work together as a team. And he said those players are now starting to come back. He did say Livramento was going to be key. Livramento was key. We saw a massive difference in them in the match against Manchester City. Ash told me that he thinks Newcastle United is going to finish in the top 5 this season. He reckons they're for 5th. And you know what? He said it before the Manchester City match. It was a bold statement at the time. And maybe we are starting to see a resurgence of Newcastle United. He did say that Newcastle start the season like this regularly, that it happens to them all the time. They have had extenuating circumstances with their new striker that they bought being out, with the whole Isak situation, and with their defence being makeshift. Those things are now slowly starting to go back into place. Obviously, Isak is no longer with Newcastle, but the fallout is starting to settle. The fact that Isak has not hit the ground running at Liverpool is probably helping that situation, because it's easier to move on from someone when you see they're doing terrible without you. Let's face it, we've all been in that position. So the fact that, you know, they're starting to get their players back from injury and they're not seeing Isak do well elsewhere, and, you know, they've done this before where they've had a bad start to the season and grown into the season, and then we saw them beat a team like Manchester City 2-1, which a lot of people didn't expect given the way they've been playing so far. I do think we have to say that there is the potential that Newcastle are now going to start a bit of a run and moving up the table. Now, I want to go all the way down, because we did on our video, myself and Ash, speak about the relegation zone, who we thought would come out, who we thought would go in, and both of us said that we thought Forest would come out of the relegation zone. They've already done it, they've proved us right, we knew it was going to happen, they're starting to get it together, playing really well. A team we didn't expect to come out of the relegation zone, and look, maybe they won't stay there because they're only out of it by goal difference, is West Ham. So they've snuck their way up into 17th, but it is only by goal difference, so we don't know how long that's going to last. But it's definitely interesting to see the movement there at both ends of the table. And as we keep saying, this season is so competitive, and so all it takes is one draw, one win, a few points here or there, and you're up 3 or 4 different places, sometimes more depending on what part of the table you're in. So it's a really big deal. Now, I said earlier on that if Manchester United are to beat Everton by 4 goals or more, that they would then move into 4th place. But if Everton beat Manchester United by 2 goals, they would actually overtake us. They would move into our spot. So that's how close things are at the minute. It's really, really competitive. And you know what? It's great to see. I'm confident about the match. I think Manchester United beat Everton, but it's really, really great to see that this is such a competitive season. It stops it being boring, and it's not to do with Liverpool being the team that won last season, but when it's just a one team sort of title race, when there's not much happening, when it's 3 up, 3 down at the bottom, it just gets very, very, very boring. And it's nice to see the movement happening and a little bit of chaos. I love a bit of chaos when it's not happening to me. So that's fantastic as well. Small shout out to Wolves, who are still at the bottom of the table with 2 points. Honestly, I feel so sorry for them, because you just have to imagine if that's your team, like as a fan, that just has to be so hard. But you know what? Their fans are there. I see them on X. I see them here in my YouTube comments. I see them on my live shows. They're there. They're not hiding away from it. They're out there supporting their team loudly, and I think that's really, really nice. Do you know what I mean? And you have a bit of banter, you have a bit of football chat, you know, and there's some rivalries obviously out there, but just as a football fan to a football fan, I hope to God they start getting some points, because two, they can't be on 2 points at Christmas. They have to start even drawing some games. Not with my team, with somebody else's team. But anyway, it has been a fantastic weekend so far. Hopefully we're going into Monday evening and we're going to get a Manchester United win against Everton. Sorry if you're an Everton fan, but definitely things are looking exciting and they are looking chaotic, and I am loving it. Happy Monday, everybody. Please do smash a like on the video. We will be talking to each other very soon.